To give all praise, glory, and honor to YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI. Second, give double honor to Apostles GreatMillstone, who will well. And third one, say Shalom, Wahaba, Bakiyasha, Shirala. To hopeful, let just push this truth on the four corners of the earth. This is just the in transit. See what I'm saying? I'm on my way back to the crib from work. You know what I'm saying? And just been meditating on just hearing all these things about like how many people are like all these women being kidnapped, a lot of Jake women being kidnapped, all these shootings going on, and I just decided to make this video, just to pretty much keep that that spirit of just pretty much focus on keep your eyes on the prize, man. See what I'm saying? Because right now we're too close to the end to be focused really on anything else but this truth, man. See what I'm saying? And of course it's gonna get harder and harder, especially when you come into the truth. I had to think about that too, man. It's like you start to ease up a little bit, man. See what I'm saying? Which means like you lighten up because you get used to a certain routine, and that routine causes you to be able to weave things, I guess, into your routine that you usually that you weren't able to do before, man. See what I'm saying? And because of that, you free up time, and when you free up that time, then you use that time for things that aren't the truth, because you find out ways to weave your leisure into this truth, man, and it ends up becoming a part of your life, as it should. See what I'm saying? Not saying that everything you do needs to be hard per se, but that when you start weaving your life into the truth, you got to remember that your truth is your life, man. See what I'm saying? So that this truth is your life, man, and not the other way around. Because if you have the mentality that you weave your worldly self into your spiritual self, then you're not gonna get anything accomplished. You're not gonna get anything done, and then eventually this truth is just gonna be watered down. And it's gonna become like the world to you, man. See what I'm saying? So that's something to remember and to keep in mind. See what I'm saying? When you're in this journey of yours to get to the kingdom, man. See what I'm saying? Because really, what the scripture says is the kingdom is in us, man. See what I'm saying? So it starts with us, man, and keeping our vessels clean and to the best of our ability, and staying out of the ways of this world, man. Because he says he chose us out of the world. So if you feel like you're getting absorbed into the world, you gotta step back, man. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of leisure, but at the same time, what you do with your leisure counts too, man. Because there's a scripture that says this. I'm driving right now, so it's hard for me to pull up scriptures. Let me pull this up. And of course, I can't type where. Here we go, man. Ecclesiastes chapter 38 and verse 24. It says. Move over so I can get to weave to these damn cones. Hella traffic going on over here. Salakia, but it says the wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, man. By opportunity of leisure. So even in your leisure, you want to focus on getting wise in this thing, man. And it's not gonna be about this. Your reward to the kingdom isn't gonna be about wisdom, so to speak, man. See what I'm saying? But or how much wisdom you have, but you gotta remember that oil in those lamps is really likened into wisdom, man. Because when it talks about the 4 virgins in the oil, because it says that her countenance is brighter than the sun, man. See what I'm saying? And it's truth that wisdom is what's gonna get you, is what's gonna mark those or illuminate those roadblocks, man, so to speak. Because when you have the light, if you have a flashlight when you're in the forest, it's easier for you to see, man. So the wisdom is the light for you to see the stumbling blocks. So when you have the wisdom, it illuminates all the garbage and pretty much pulls you out of the way of all the trash that's in your way. So it makes your path much clearer, and you can stay walking behind YAHAWASHI like you're supposed to, man. See what I'm saying? But it doesn't necessarily mean that that's gonna be what's gonna get you into the kingdom, because you can be super wise, man. But if you don't have faith, man, then you're not gonna take the steps with that flashlight when you're walking in the forest, man. See what I'm saying? So if you have that fear on you, the bad fear. Not the good fear, where the fear of YAHAWASHI to do good by him, but the fear of this world, and you choose not. You're in the forest, liking it as to a forest, and you choose to not to walk the path because you see a whole bunch of sticks and it's dark outside and like branches and shit in front of you. And even if you're wise and you have the flashlight, you still won't make the moves, man. See what I'm saying? Because you're so caught up in in the world, and it's and what it could do to you, man. When you really should be a spiritual being, man, because we're really just spiritual creatures in these physical vessels, man. So that's really what you need to focus on. But let's keep going. It says, how can he get wisdom that holdeth a plow, and that glorieth in the gold that is driveth the ox, and is occupied in the labors, whose talk is of bullocks? He giveth his mind to make furrows, and is diligent to give his kind fodder. Says, so every carpenter and worksman that labor of night and day, and they that cut and grave seals are diligent to make great variety, and give themselves to counterfeit magic imagery and watch the finished work. Let's see. That's not what I really wanted, but I'm gonna pull up another scripture as soon as I get to pull over here. But essentially, what I was saying, man, is if you're caught up in the world, man, you're not gonna take the leap to move forward, man. And even if you have the wisdom and its truth, man, you're not gonna move if you don't have faith, man, or courage, man. See what I'm saying? You gotta gird up your loins, man. See what I'm saying? You gotta gird up your loins like basically be a man, man. See what I'm saying? And part of you being a man is learning how to separate the garbage from the good stuff, man. See what I'm saying? But wisdom is a very key factor, because that's how you navigate through the trash, man. And he that have it, you'll find good pleasure, man. See what I'm saying? You'll find good pleasure, and you'll be able to avoid the crap. And you'll be able to listen to things like Gucci, man. See what I'm saying? Which in 2 Chainz and shit, without getting caught up and losing your mind over it, man. See what I'm saying? There's no reason that something like that should take you out of this truth. Really, part of that is I guess the wisdom, man. But at the same time, you need the faith. You need to gird up your loins too, man. See what I'm saying? So it's a combination effect. That's basically what I'm trying to say, man. And pretty much I made this because I was on my way. Well, I was at work, and I was just I listened to a brother talk about the statistics of how many women just getting kidnapped, and people Esau selling organs. And I see all these in China, they just burned down the university, and all these protesters are getting physical now, man. See what I'm saying? So it's about that time where shit starts to break out, and we don't have that much time left, man. See what I'm saying? Even if it's 70 years, man, that's just one lifetime, man. So pretty much with the knowledge, I'm trying to roughly paraphrase this scripture, but knowing that these things are surely to come, man, what knowledge, what manner of person are you to be in all wisdom and circumspect of all things in regard to this truth, man? See what I'm saying? Because it says that a time of darkness is going to come, man. A time of gross darkness, man. And we're already in that time of darkness, man. Because you already remember that we were born in the valley of the shadow of death, man. Which means that we were born in darkness. For all you Batman fans, you know what I'm saying? With Bane, man. So you were born in darkness. You know that it's here. You know what I'm saying? It's already surrounding you. See what I'm saying? So you should be focused on the things pertaining to this truth, man. And a part of this truth and the getting of the spiritual powers and things like that is going to be how you pretty much act with your brethren and the people that you have in your circle, man. See what I'm saying? Because spiritual power, imagine this, man. Imagine that you got everything that you wanted, man. Imagine you had spiritual power. Imagine that you had all the women, man. See what I'm saying? Imagine that you had everything, man. Except Esau said he could give that to you, man. And then he gave it to you, man. You see a brother walking around with it, with some of Esau's technology in him. He got spiritual power. He got girls, all that stuff. Or even, let's say the Lord give it to you, man. Then what, man? See what I'm saying? Are you going to have the same due diligence to do what you need to do in this truth, man? See what I'm saying? Are you still going to go out and preach the gospel? Are you still going to do what you need to do for the Lord, man? Even in the kingdom, man? Because there's going to be a point in time when you do have that stuff. You got to think to yourself, what are you in it for, man? Are you in it for gifts, man? Are you in it for physical gain? Are you in it for the women? For the unlimited amounts of food? See what I'm saying? For the like, what are you in it for, man? See what I'm saying? And once you figure out what you're in it for, it'll make it a lot easier for you to work on what you need to, and it's truth, man. Just Slovakia, man. See what I'm saying? So my phone is on 2%. I didn't even realize that. Slovakia. Let me go ahead and plug this in. Alright. Let me start this again. Let's see. Here, give me 1 second, Slovakia. It's kind of going slow now. It's on 2%.